Hi, it's Divyajyoti Mahapatra. Welcome to my channel DJM Physics. Good morning, students. So today our topic is some numericals by using relative motion, or some questions that we can solve without relative motion also, but if we use relative motion they will be very easy for us. So let us solve some questions like that. I have already given the introduction of relative motion, what is relative motion, how to use it, but let me just remind it in 3 to 4 minutes, then we can go for the questions. Okay. So I have told that if two objects are there, let one object with a velocity of va vector and another object with a velocity of let vb vector, then it is velocity of this is object A, this is object B, this velocity is with respect to earth, means with respect to a person which is at rest. This is also the velocity of B with respect to earth or with respect to a person which is at rest. Now if I want to write this velocity or its velocity with respect to B, means I want to write V relative, okay, or relative velocity of A with respect to B, then I can write it as VA vector minus VB vector. This is the actually formula, but in this chapter we are only going to deal about the relative motion in one direction or in one dimension, or I can tell the relative motion in a straight line. Okay. So for that part we don't have to go for these vector symbols or with the velocities. For that I have already told you we can use two simple formula, like if one object is moving along this direction with a velocity v1, another object is moving from this direction with a velocity of v2, this is the second object, then I can write velocity of 1 with respect to 2 will be equal to v1 plus v2, or velocity of the 2 with respect to 1 equal to also v2 plus v1 or v1 plus v2. Means simply you can remember, if they are moving from opposite direction, just add their velocities. Okay. Similarly, acceleration also you can tell, let it is moving with an acceleration of a1 and it is moving with an acceleration of a2, then I can tell acceleration a2 or a12 equal to a1 plus a2, and similarly a21 equal to also a1 plus a2. Simply add them. Similarly you can do for the displacement. Okay, so displacement also you can write s12 or equal to s21 equal to s1 plus s2, the distance travelled by this plus the distance travelled by this. Okay, here these are only applicable in one dimension, remember. For two dimension we will solve that after the after finishing the scalar vector chapter, and there we will use this formula which is the original formula. These are just the special cases of these formulas. Okay. Now this is what, when two objects are moving in opposite direction you have to add the things to find the relative one. Again, if two things are moving in the same direction, two objects are moving in the same direction, let v1 is also in this direction and v2 is also this direction. Okay, then v12 will be equal to v1 minus v2, or v21 will be equal to v2 minus v1. Okay, all this meaning I have already told you. Okay, what does this mean, how to look at the relative velocity, how to feel the relative velocity and relative acceleration and all that I have already told, you can refer that. And similarly for acceleration, a12 will be equal to a1 minus a2 and a21 will be equal to a2 minus a1. Similarly for displacement also, s12 equal to s1 minus s2, s21 equal to s2 minus s1. Okay, so these are the basic formula we are going to use. Now also remember that the equations of motions that we have studied for a general case, those are also applicable for relative motion. Means Like the first equation we were writing, V equal U plus AT. I can also write it like this, V12 equal to U12 A12 into T. Okay, don't write time as relative. Time is an absolute thing. Time cannot be relative. Okay, so never, I have also explained this part also. Time cannot be relative. Anything in the universe can be relative. Anything. It may be a physical quantity, it may be a social quantity, it can be anything. But time cannot be relative. Okay, so this is like this. Similarly, or you can write it like this form, V relative equal to U relative plus A relative into T. But here carefully remember, if you are writing V relative and you are finding V12, velocity of 1 with respect to 2, and here you found U with 2 with respect to 1, then it is wrong. If you are doing here V12, here also U12, here also A12, like that you have to do. And all other applications are also applicable, like I can write S equal S of 1 with respect to 2 equal to U12 into T plus half into A into T square. So like this I can use all the equations of motions also in relative motion. Okay. Now let us go for the numericals. All the numericals have been given in the description. First note down all the points or all the questions from there, then start writing, or you can start otherwise do this thing. Write one question, then the answer from the description, then again one question, then the answer from the description, like that. All the questions were given in the description. Okay, all the 15 questions were given. We are going to solve total 15 questions using relative motion. Okay. So now let us come to the first question. I am just reading, I am just explaining the question. The exact question is given there. You can write it from there. The question is, two cars are moving in same direction with the same speed of 30 km per hour. Okay, they are separated by a distance of 5 km. What is the speed of car? What is the speed of a car moving in opposite direction if it meets these two cars at an interval of 4 minutes? Means the question is like this: two cars are there. They are moving in same direction with the same speed. Okay, so here one car A is there, let another car B is here, let, and they are separated by a distance of 5 km. Sorry, so they are separated by a distance of 5 km. Along the same direction they are moving, A and B, and both of them have a speed of 30 km per hour. So they are having constant speed. So obviously acceleration is 0 for both of them. And the initial distance between them was 5 km. Okay. And another car moving in opposite direction. One other car is there, let it is C. It is moving in the opposite direction. They two are moving in this direction, this is moving in this direction. He meet both the cars with an interval of 4 minutes. Means let at 11 he met B, at 11:04 he met A. Exactly at an interval of 4 minutes he is going to meet both of them. Okay, means after meeting B with a time interval of 4 minutes he is going to meet A. Okay, the question is, what is the speed of this car C? This is the question. Okay, now let us solve it by using relative motion. First let us understand between which two objects you have to use the relative motion. That is very important. Between which two objects you have to use relative motion. So here you see this car is already met this car, and this car is going, B is going to move in that direction. So we don't have to do anything with the car B. Just these two cars you have to check. So forget about B. I can simply reconstruct the question like, there is a car A moving along this direction with 30 km per hour. There is a car C moving along this direction with some velocity of V, or let U, with some velocity of U. There is a distance of 5 km between them. After how much they are meeting at each other at a time of 4 minutes. then what is the speed u? This is the question. Okay. So now I can simply remove this part to make the question looks easier. Okay. Now what is the initial velocity between 1 and 2, or between these two? I am taking it as 1, it is 2. Okay. What is the initial velocity? They are moving in opposite direction, so simply add them. What is the speed? 30 plus v, or 30 plus u. What is the acceleration? It is also moving with constant speed. It is also moving with constant speed. So it is 0 plus 0. Okay. Now what is the distance between? What is the relative distance between them? It's 5 kilometer. Okay. Now why 5 kilometer? How you know that they both will? How much distance this will travel? How much distance this will travel? Obviously we don't know, but I don't have to find also, because what is S12? The distance travelled by this plus the distance travelled by this. Although we don't know how much distance this travel, how much distance this travel, but obviously they are going to meet somewhere. So let this is moving this much distance, so A will move the remaining distance. If A is going to move this much distance, the C is going to move this much distance. So we don't know individually how much they have travelled, but it is sure that by adding this distance plus this distance we will get 5 kilometers. Okay. Now again one more thing is given, t is given, that is given as 4 minutes, or I can write it as 4 by 60 hour, because everything is given in kilometer per hour. So it will be 1 by 15 hour. What you have to find is u. Now just write a equation using this 4. I can write S relative equal to u relative into t plus half into a relative into t square. Second equation of motion in relative motion. Okay. So here, and again remember, here it is both are moving in same direction, so everywhere you have addition. u12 will be equal to u21, but every time be careful that you are finding the relative motion of 1 with respect to 2 for all the terms, or relative velocity of 2 with respect to 1 for all the particular or all the variables. So S relative here it will be equal to 5, u relative will be equal to 30 plus u into t is 1 by 15, this will be 0, so this total term becomes 0. So I can write 30 plus u equal to 75, or imply that u equal to 45, and the unit is obviously we have taken kilometer per hour. So u will be equal to 45 kilometer per hour. Now let us come to the second question. This is the second question, where it is given that a car is there which is travelling along this direction, and a truck is there which is travelling along the same direction. Initially they were some distance apart. Okay. And the initially they are at rest, or they have started from the rest. It has an acceleration of 5 meter per second square, it has an acceleration of 2 meter per second square, and the car overtakes the truck after 150 meter. Let the car overtakes the truck somewhere here. Okay. So the truck has moved 150 meter and car has moved this much distance, and they are going to meet here, or they are going to overtake, the car is going to overtake the truck. There are 3 parts. After how much time it is going to happen? Okay. Second part, what was the initial distance between the car and truck? And third part, when they move each other, or when they overtake, the car overtakes the truck, what was the relative velocity of the car with respect to the truck? There are 3 parts. So how to solve that? See, first let us find the time from here, because it is direct question. You can see u is given, a is given, s is given, and time is asked. So why to go to relative velocity? If you can directly find the by equation what is the time taken by for the overtake, then obviously u, a, s is given. You can simply, this is s2. Okay, simply find the value of t. So I can write s2 equal to, let me write here, s2 equal to u2 t2 plus half a2 t2 square. So if you put the values, it will be 150 equal to is 150, okay, 150. So this part is 0 because u2 is taken as 0 and it is half into a2 is 2 and 150, sorry, t2 square, where t2 we have to find out. So it will be t2 square equal to root over of 150, or imply that t2 equal to, sorry, t2 square equal to 150 and t2 will be equal to root over of 150. Plus or minus, but plus or minus is not possible here because it is time. You have to write it in plus only. Okay, so this is the time taken. This was second. Now, what is the next part is? Next part is what was the distance initially? Initially, what is the distance between the car and the truck? Now, to find out this distance, we have to use the relative motion. So how to use that? Let me remind this value as t is found as, or t2 is found as root over of 150 meter. Okay. So remember that if t2 is 150 root over of 150 second, it means that this truck has travelled this much time and the car has travelled this much time to reach this point. The truck reached this point at a time of this, the car also reached this point at a time of this, and the car is overtaking that. So now I can write u12 will be equal to u1 minus u2 because they both are in the same direction. So obviously u1 minus u2, that will be equal to 0 minus 0 or 0. a12, that will be equal to a1 minus a2, okay, it is 5 minus 2 equal to 3 meter per second square, okay, and s12, that will be equal to s1 minus s2. Now what is s1? You check. What is s1 from here to here? Okay. What is s2 from here to here? The car has travelled this much distance, the truck has travelled this much distance. So we don't know what is the value of s1, but s1 minus s2 will be obviously this. Yes or no? This distance minus this distance will be this much distance. So that is going to be x. Now time is also given. We know that to overtake that it took a time of root over of 150 second. Now just we have to find the value of x using the equation of relative motion. Okay, second equation. So that will be s equal to ut plus half a t square, or if you put the, this will be 0, if you put the remaining values, x will be equal to half into 3 into t square, that will be 150, t square will be 150. So x will be equal to 75 into 3 or 225 meter. This is the value for x. Okay. Now the third part, at this point when the car overtakes the truck, what was the relative velocity of the car with respect to the truck? Now how to find that? You just find the v at this part. What is the value of v12? That is the question. Means here now the question is, what is the value of v12? If you find v12, what is v12? Velocity of car with respect to torque at the final point or at this point. So again, u is given, a is given, s we have already found out, t is also given, you have to find v. So either you can use the first equation or you can use the third equation to find the value of v. So how I can find? I can just writing the first equation, v equal u plus at, or imply that v12 equal to u12 is 0, so this part is 0, a12 is 3 and t is root 150. So this much meter per second. So this is the value of v12, velocity of the car with respect to the truck at the time of overtake. Is it clear to everyone? So here you have to remember that since these two are moving in the same direction, you have to find these relative values by subtracting. And the important thing is that first you have to find the time by using the second part only, or using the values for the truck only. Otherwise you cannot solve by using this part. If you don't know the time, then in this equation there will be two unknown equation. You cannot do that. So first read the question carefully and check whether you can solve it directly. Yes, for the first part, what is the time taken, I can solve directly, no use of relative motion there. Then you can solve that. Then you can use the relative motion when you are comparing two objects. Okay. Now let us come to the third question. So let us come to the fourth question. Third question I am leaving. That is the exactly same type of question as the equation 2, as the question number 2. So you have to solve that. It is your assignment. Okay. So for the fourth question, the question is like that: there is a car A which is moving along this direction with 36 km per hour. There are two cars B and C which are moving in opposite direction with the speed of 54 km per hour each. The distance, when the distance between AB and between AC was 1 km, this distance was also 1 km, this distance was also 1 km. At that time, the car B wants that he will cross the A before C does. Okay, because see, these two are moving in opposite direction, so obviously you can check that this car C is going to overtake the car A first. Okay, if they will move in the constant speeds like this. But now the car B wants to overtake the car A before the car C is going to do that. Is it clear? So he is like competing with C, who is overtaking the car A first. So like that it is there. So the question is, see, if like this they will move, car B cannot overtake car A because they both have same speed, but these two are in opposite direction. So obviously car C will overtake the car A first. So here he has to take some acceleration. Let that acceleration is A. Other have no acceleration. It has a acceleration 0. It has also acceleration 0. They are still moving in the constant speed, but this is taking a acceleration so that its speed will increase and it will overtake the car A first. Now the question is, what must be the acceleration? What must be the minimum acceleration? More than that it's okay. If it is more than that, then it will overtake A sometime before. But what is the minimum value of A should be? Okay. Now let us first find how much time. It is same type of question as the question number 2. Let us first find how much time these two will take. Forget about this, completely forget about this part. Now just think two cars are moving, okay, and let us find how much time taken for the car C to overtake the car A. Okay, what is the time needed? You can see for both of them, I can write UAC or U12, anything you can write. UAC equal to C, they are moving in opposite direction, so that is going to be added. Okay, let me write it in all the terms, in terms of meter per second. 36 km per hour, it will be 36 into 5 by 18, I think you know it. I can do it like this: 36 divided by 5 by 18 meter per second. Okay, so it will be 10 meter per second. Similarly, this will be 15 meter per second. This will be also 15 meter per second, and the distances are 1000 meter and 1000 meter. Okay. So now what is the relative velocity of A with respect to C? See, they are moving in opposite direction, so you have to add them. So it will be UA plus UC, that will be 10 plus 15, so that will be 25 meter per second. Okay. Now what will be AC, acceleration of A with respect to C? Obviously it is a acceleration of A plus acceleration of C, but that is 0, 0 plus 0. Now what is the relative distance between them? Again we don't know how much distance this has travelled, how much distance this has travelled, but it is sure that they both has traveled a distance of 1 kilometer, because initially they are having a distance of 1 kilometer. So they, from this point to meet at a point, they both have traveled a distance of 1 kilometer. I think this point is clear. Let they are meeting at this point. So A has traveled this much, C has traveled this much. What is the total distance? If you add, you will get 1000. If they meet at this point, then A has traveled this much, C has traveled this much. Then again you will get 1000. So although we don't know how much distance they have traveled individually, we can surely write that by SAC will be equal to SA plus SC, that will be equal to 1000 meter. Now we have to find time. What is the time needed for them to overtake? Okay. So again, by using these 4, I can write the equation as equal to UT plus half AT square, but A is 0, so that part I am leaving. So I can write T equal to 1000 divided by 25 or equal to 40 seconds. Okay. So the car C will take actually 40 seconds to overtake the car A. Now remember this part. Now what is our actual question is? Actual question is the B. Now forget about C. Okay. Forget about C, forget about that. Now just check these two. Now we have two car A and B, and the initial distance between them was 1000. Acceleration and speeds are given. Now B wants to overtake the car A in a time of 40 seconds, because if he will take more time, then C will overtake. So it will, at least it should have some acceleration, so that it will overtake the car A in 40 seconds. Is that point clear? So now what thing we have? Now forget about C and we can just check these two cars. So what is the relative velocity of A, initial velocity of A with respect to B, between these two? They are moving in same direction, so obviously you have to subtract. So relative velocity of A with respect to B, you can write it as UA minus UB, that will be equal to 10 minus 15, so minus 5 meter per second. 10 minus 15. Okay. Similarly, what is the value of AB? Its acceleration minus its acceleration, that will be equal to minus A meter per second square, because it has 0, it has A we have to find out. So 0 minus A, that is minus A. Similarly, SAB, that will be equal to how much? This car has travelled some distance, this car has travelled some distance. Okay, let they are going to cross here. So this car has travelled this distance, B has travelled this distance. We don't know what is this distance, but obviously if you will do this distance minus this distance, or if you are doing this distance minus this distance, then what you will get? This distance. Okay. So if you are going to do this distance minus this distance, obviously you get minus of this, means minus 1000. So it will, I can directly write here as minus 1000 meters. I think it is clear. This distance minus this total distance. See, this is smaller, this is larger. If you will do this distance minus this distance, how much you will get? This distance, or 1000. But now I am doing this minus this, so the answer will be minus 1000. And what is the time? Obviously B has to cross this A at a time of 40 seconds, at least at a time of 40 seconds. Okay. So now just find the value of A. Again write the equation using these 4 in relative motion, you will get the answer. Again, S equal to U into T plus half A T square. Okay. So it will be minus 1000 equal to minus 200 minus, it is 1600 by 2, 800A, or imply that I can write it as 800A equal to 800, or imply that A equal to 1 meter per second square. This is the answer. A equal to 1 meter per second square. Okay. Here a very small thing, not related to relative motion. Why I will convert this into meter per second, why I will not solve it in kilometer per hour? Obviously you can solve, but whenever you are seeing that these values of velocity and all that are given in terms in multiple of 18, okay, like 18, 36, 54, 72, 108 like that, then if you convert it in meter per second, then that will give you an easier number or easier answer. Okay. So, easier calculation, actually answer will be same, easier calculation you can do. So, this is the fourth question. Now, let us come to the next question. So, now let us come to the next question. This is question number 5. Here it is given that there are two town A and town B, and they are connected with regular bus service. Some buses are moving from A to B continuously, and it is assumed that the speed of all the buses are same. All the buses moving from here to here or here to here, all the buses have a same speed, and they are moving with a time interval of every t minute or every t time, or it is actually every t minutes. Okay. So, it is like this. If we at any instant, if we will see the situation, it will look like this. Some buses are actually moving in this direction. Okay, all the buses are moving in this direction. And it is first bus, second bus, third bus, fourth bus, and like that. Continuously after some time, after exactly t minute interval, they are moving, and they all are moving with a constant speed. Let that constant speed is v. Let all they are moving as constant speed v. So, obviously, what will be the distance between these all? Since the speed is constant and this bus has started after a distance, after a time of t, capital T minute. So, obviously, this distance will be equal to how much? V, it is let V, I am writing it V kilometer per hour, or let kilometer per minute I am writing. V kilometer per minute speed. Okay. So, here it will be V into T, because obviously we know S equal to speed into velocity, each having a speed of V, and the time interval between these two was T. So, the every distance, the distance between each and every bus with the preceding one will be V into T. This all the distance will be V into T. In the exact same way, from here also buses are moving, from B to A also buses are coming from here to, and they are also having the same speed of V, and obviously after a time t it is given. So, this distance are again going to be V into T, V into T, V into T, like this. Okay. These are the conditions for the buses. Neither we know the value of V, neither we know the value of T. Okay. Those two we have to find out. Now, there is a cyclist is there. Okay. The cyclist, let the cyclist is somewhere here, and he is moving from A to B. Only one cyclist is there. So, he is moving from A to B with a speed of 20 kilometer per hour. Okay. For some instant, forget about these buses, only see this thing, the cyclist and the bus. And it is given in the question that the cyclist is going to meet one bus after the other, okay, and the time interval between the meeting is 18 minutes. What is the time interval? 18 minutes. It means if the cyclist is meeting the second bus here, okay, both all the buses are moving, the cyclist is also moving. If this person, this cyclist is going to meet this bus now, then exactly after 18 minutes he will meet the bus 3. Again exactly after 18 minutes he is going to meet the bus 4. He is not standing, he is also moving, these are also moving. Is this point clear? So, for this part, and another part is given that you will come in the second part. So, now forget about all these things. Now, let me simplify the diagram like this here. there are two buses, forget about all the buses, there are two buses, okay. The cyclist is here, these buses are moving with a velocity of v, the cyclist is moving with a velocity of 20 km per hour, okay, and these are moving with v km per minute. The distance between these two is how much? Is v into t, where t is given in minute, okay. Now let us find after how much time the car is going to, and it is given that let they are going to meet at somewhere here, and it is given that the time taken for this is 18 minutes, okay. Forget about all the buses, let it is bus number 2, let it is bus number 3. So now the cyclist meet the bus number 2, after 18 minutes the cyclist is going to meet the bus number 3. So now by forgetting all this we can have a simple diagram like this, okay. So what are the things here, what are given here? If I will write the initial velocity of the bus with respect to the cyclist, or let me write it as 1, it is as 2. So u12 will be equal to v minus 20, okay. Not it is given in minute, so we have to convert it into kilometer per hour into kilometer per minute. So it will be 20 by 60 kilometer per minute, or equal to 1 by 3 kilometer per minute. So it will be how much? V minus 1 by 3 kilometer per minute. It is the u12, okay. Similarly, what will be a12? It will be 0, because both of them are moving with constant speed. So for 0 minus 0 it is 0, they are moving in same direction, so you have to subtract. Now what will be the value of s12? Again s12 will be this s. Now see, these buses don't have, like again like the second question, this bus we don't have to do anything, this bus will go in his direction. Now we just have to check between these two, okay. These two, when they are going to meet, the distance is vt, it means the distance between these two is vt, they are moving, and after 18 minutes they are meeting, then what is the distance? So like that we have to find out. Forget about this bus also. So between these two are given, and s12 is, s1 is distance travelled by this, and s2 is distance travelled by this. So what will be s12? This distance minus this distance. So it will be this distance, or that is equal to v into t, okay. Now time is given, how much time is given? 18 minutes, it is given in the question. So just write down a relation between all these three. Obviously u, a, s and t means it will be s equal ut plus half a t square. So vt will be equal to s equal to u into t, and half a t square I don't have to write because a is 0, so it is equation 1, okay. This is the first part. Now let us come to the second part. What is given in the second part? It is given in the second part that the cyclist is going to meet. Now let us draw the cyclist somewhere here. Let the cyclist is here, it is moving along this direction, okay. Now this is let first bus, second bus, third bus and fourth bus. Now it is given that the cyclist is going to meet one bus from the direction of B in every 6 minutes. In this direction it is going to meet a bus in every 18 minutes, along this direction it is going to meet a bus after every 6 minutes, okay. So now let us draw this diagram in a simpler way. So now what is given? It is given like a cyclist is here which is moving with 20 km per hour, okay, and let this bus, I am just comparing these two, this don't have to. Now the cyclist meet this bus after 6 minutes is going to meet this bus, Okay, so just take these two, relative velocity between these two. We don't have to do with anything with this bus. So another bus is here, which is moving along this direction with a speed of v. The distance between them is vt, and it is going 20 km per hour, means again 1 by 3 km per minute, and the distance is v into t, and the time taken for this meeting is 6 minutes. Now what are the things you have to write? Now remember that here the both are moving in the opposite direction, so you have to add all the term. So u12 will be equal to u1 plus u2, so that will be 1 by 3 plus v. Okay, a12 will be equal to 0 plus 0, so it will be 0. s12 will be equal to vt. Again we don't know where they are going to meet, but obviously this distance plus this distance, this plus this is going to be this. So vt, and time is given as 6 minutes. So from using these 4, again write a equation. If you write a equation, you will get again s equal to ut u into t, half a t square. Again I can remove because a is 0. Okay, so these are the two equations. Now you can see in these two equations there were two unknowns, v and t. So you can solve and find the values of v and t. Okay, so to understand these equations are very difficult, but we can make them easier. Now solve for these two. How to solve these two? In these two equations you can see that LHS are same, so I can compare the RHS also. So for RHS I can write v minus 1 by 3 into 18 equal to v plus 1 by 3 into 6. If you cancel it out, you can write 3v minus 1 equal to v plus 1 by 3, or imply that 2v equal to 1 by 3 plus 1, or v equal to, or it is equal to 4 by 3, so it will be equal to by 2, so it will be 2 by 3 kilometer per minute. Okay, remember we have taken kilometer per minute. You can take this unit anyway, and accordingly you have to be careful about all other units. So it is kilometer per minute. I can also write it as 2 by 3 into 60 kilometer per hour, or it will be equal to 40 kilometer per hour. Okay, now you take and put it in any equation, you will get the value of t. Now if we put it there, you will get 40 into t equal to 40 plus, okay, not 40, you have to take this value, because we have taken this in unit of kilometer per minute. This is just for knowledge, okay, that it is 40 kilometer per hour, but you have to put it here. So it will be 2 by 3 into t equal to 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3 into 6, or imply that this is 1, so it is 6, so it is 6 into 3 by 2, or equal to 9 minutes. Time we have taken in minute, so it is 9 minutes. So we got our answer. V is 2 by 3 kilometer per minute, or I can write it as 40 kilometer per hour, and t is 9 minutes. So these are all about this question. Now let us come to the next question. Try to understand this by each and every step. If you understood this question, actually you can solve many questions from relative motion. Okay, I have just taken much more time to make you understand it easily. Now let us come to the next question, question number 6. So this is the next question, question number 6. There is a belt given. The belt is moving along this direction with a speed of 4 km per hour. There is parents of a child are there, father and mother. They are just standing on the belt. They are not moving on the belt. They are just standing on the belt. The total belt is moving, but this father and mother, they are just standing stationary on the belt. There is a child who is moving. This is the child who is running from father to mother, then again from mother to father, again from father to mother. Like this, he is running to and fro between his parents with a speed of 9 km/h. Remember that the belt is running by itself and the child is again running on that running belt. Okay, and the distance between the father and mother is fixed at 50 meter. Another person is there outside the belt at rest. Okay, and this person is watching this situation. Now there are some questions are given. This is not for calculation. These questions are just to understand the basic concept of relative motion. Now the first question is speed of the child running in the direction of the motion of the belt for the observer outside. For this person, what is the speed of the child who is running in the direction of the belt? Means if the belt is moving along this direction and the child is moving along this direction, then for this person, what is the speed of the child? I am just writing it as a person P and it is as a child C. Okay, this is the child C. So the question is actually what is the velocity of the child with respect to the person, with respect to the outside person, when the child is moving along this direction. Okay, remember that the velocity is 9 km/h for the mother. Okay, the velocity is 9 km/h for the father, but since the total thing is moving, for this observer, this is also moving and this child is also moving. So for the observer, they are going to be added. Remember that I am not don't tell that sir they are both moving in the same direction, so we have to subtract. No, kindly remember with respect to what it is the question. With respect to the belt, if the child's velocity is asked, then it is 9 minus 4. But it is not asked about with the respect to the belt. You are not comparing the belt and the child. You are finding the relative velocity between these two. Okay, let me first simplify the question in this way. Let there is a train moving along this direction with a speed of let some 50 km/h. Let there is a car placed on the train. Let for an instant, let there is an object placed on the train which is again moving with a speed of 30 km/h on the train, and there is an insect on the object which is again moving with a speed of 10 km/h with respect to the car. Okay, this is a train, this is a car, and this is an object, and this is an insect. Okay. Now you see, if someone will ask what is the speed of this insect with respect to the car or with respect to this object, then it will be 10 minus 30 or minus 20. But if someone will ask what is the speed of this insect with respect to a person who is standing outside, not on this any object, outside, then for him what is the speed of the insect? 50 plus 30 plus 10. Okay, so for that person it will be 50 plus 30 plus 10. So it will be 90 km/h. Is this clear? So remember, when you compare these two, or if you compare these two, what is the speed of the train with respect to the insect? 50 minus 10. What is the speed of the insect with respect to the train? 10 minus 50 minus 40. But what is the speed of the insect with respect to the person outside? 90. What is the speed of the object with respect to the person outside? 50 plus 30, 80. What is the speed of the train for the person outside? 50. Is it clear? So kindly remember whom you are comparing. Okay, then only you can find exact value. So here the situation, if you understood, here also same kind of questions are there. So here it is question, what is the speed of this person with respect to the person outside rest or outside at rest. So it is a question, velocity of the child with respect to the person when he is moving towards from his father to mother. So it will be how much? 4 plus 9. So it will be 9 plus 4 or equal to 13 km/h. Now in the second bit, the child is going from here to here, again coming from here to here. Now in the second bit the question is, now the child is moving from the mother to father. At that time, if the person is watching the child, then what will be its speed? See, its actual speed is 9 kilometer towards this direction, but the belt is again moving in that direction, 4 kilometer. If you will compare the belt and the what is the relative velocity of the child with respect to the belt, then they are moving in opposite direction at them. But what is the velocity of the child with respect to the person at rest? Then it will be 9 minus 4, because they are in opposite. So, it will be velocity of the child with respect to the person in this case will be equal to 9 minus 4, that will be equal to 5 kilometer per hour. Be careful while solving this type of question. And the third bit is time taken by the child in A and B. What is the time taken for the child to come from here to here or to come from here to here? Now see, when you are finding out the time taken, you don't have to check this person is outside, leave that person. For the time taken, is the distance between the person is changing? No. Is the speed of the particle or child is changing? No. Then obviously it is moving in constant speed. And what happened to the belt? Belt is moving with itself, and on the belt all the 3 persons are there. When the time will be different? If all the 3 persons were not there on the belt, but all the 3 persons are moving on the belt itself. Okay, so this velocity is not going to affect the time taken for the child to come from father to mother or from mother to father. Is it clear? So, time taken is not relative at all. You cannot find the time with respect to this, time with respect to this, time with respect to this. No. Time taken from here to here will be fixed for the father, for the mother, for the person, for anyone. Okay. So, what is the time taken for the child? Distance divided by speed. So, it will be simply 50 by 9 hour. 50 meter divided by 9 meter per second or kilometer per hour. 9 is kilometer per hour, so it will be 50 meter into 9 into 5 by 18 meter per second. So, accordingly we can find the time taken. It is 9 kilometer per hour, so I have converted it into meter per second. Now, 50 divided by this, if you solve, you will get, it will be 2, it will be 10 seconds. So, 10 second in any way, if it is moving from here to here, distance is 50, speed is 9. If it is moving from here to here, same thing, distance is 50, speed is 9. So, time taken will be same in both the cases, in this case and in this case also. Now, the next question is, which of the answers in A, B and C alter if the motion viewed by one of the parents? If the motion is viewed by the father or the mother, then how this time is going to change, or which of these 3 is going to change? This is my A, this is B, this is C. Which answer will change if the motion is going to be watched by one of the parents? Okay, just now I told this is not going to change because time is absolute thing. Now let us find the speed of the child. If it is moving along this side, the speed of the child with respect to the father. Father is at rest, the person is moving, the child is moving. So, forget about the mother. Father is at rest, or you can tell, if you father is at rest means rest with respect to the child. Means this speed you don't have to take, or if you want to take this speed, then take in this way. Its speed is 9 plus 4 and its speed is 4, like that also you can do. The child is moving with 9 km per hour, the belt is taking it with 4 km per hour, the father is only moving with the belt, so its speed is 4 km per hour, and since they are in the same direction, if you subtract now 9 plus 4 minus 4, you will get 9 km per hour. Or it is better to understand like this, that this velocity is not going to affect if you are going to calculate among these 3, because this velocity is for all the 3 persons, the father, the mother and the child. So, this is not going to affect the result if you are calculating something with respect to these persons. Okay, so simply I can tell he is at rest, he is moving with 9 km per hour. So the velocity of the child with respect to father is 9 km per hour. With respect to mother is same 9 km per hour. But what we got at A with respect to the outside person, it was 30 km per hour. So the answer at A will change if the father is watching the child, not the outside person. Similarly for B, if the child is moving along this direction, and again if the father is watching him, then he will find the speed is 9 km per hour. If the mother is watching him, then again he will get she will find it 9 km per hour. So here we got 5 km per hour, but here we will get 9 km per hour if you will watch it by the parent, and C will no change. Okay, so the last bit was question was actually which of the answer will change if not the outside person is watching the child, but the parents are watching the child. So the A will change, the B will change, but the time will not change, time will remain constant at 10 seconds. Is it clear to everyone? Now let us come to the next question. Now this is the question number 7, where a passenger train was moving with 100 meter per second and a goods train is moving with 30 meter per second. Okay, and the driver of the passenger train sees the rear of the goods train at a distance of 600 meter. Now since they are on the same track, obviously there will be an accident if they will move like this, because it is moving with a slower speed, it is moving with a higher speed. It is lower speed, it is moving with a higher speed. So obviously there will be accident. So the driver put the brake, and when he applied the brake, obviously this train will deaccelerate. Okay, and given that the deacceleration of this train is 4 meter per second square, so I can write the acceleration is minus 4 meter per second square. The question is whether there will be an accident or not. Okay, let us solve it. What is the U relative? Or I can write U12, this is 1, let this is 2. So U12 will be equal to U1 minus U2, because they are moving on the same direction. So it will be 100 minus 30 or equal to 70 meter per second. Now it will be the A12. A12 will be obviously A1 minus A2. So that will be minus 4 minus Z. It is moving with the same constant speed, because it did not know that a passenger train is coming behind it. So it is minus 4 meter per second square. Okay. Now don't think that the distance is 600 meter. We will not going to solve like that. Actually what we will do, we will find, let the passenger train strike the goods train. When the passenger train is going to strike, both of them are going to come at rest, or both of them are just combined and they will come to rest. So V12 I can write as 0, 0 minus 0, or it will be equal to 0. V1 minus V2, it will be 0 minus 0 or 0, because both of them will come to rest. Now forget about this distance and let us assume that they are going to strike each other, and let us find the distance. Let us find what must be the distance between them. Okay, because this distance will be the relative distance. Let us find what must be the relative distance between them, so that there will be a strike. Okay, if you find this, why we are going to solve like this? If we find this S as 500 meter, okay, 500 meter, it means if the distance was 500 meter, then they are going to strike each other. Now what is the original distance is 600 meter. So obviously there will be no accident, because it is more than this distance 500 that we are going to get. Or if the answer we will get is let 800 meter, means they are going to strike each other at a distance of 800 meter. Now what is the distance is? Means if the distance will be 800 meter. Now what is the distance is? 600 meter, less than that. So obviously there will be an accident. Means if the distance is 800 meter, then also there will be an accident. Now if the distance is 600 meter, obviously there will be an accident. By chance if the answer we are getting 500, it means if the distance is 500 meter, then there will be an accident. But now the distance is 600 meters, so there will be no accident. So like that we can find. Okay. So let us first find what is the value of S, then I can solve. Now use these 4 to write down a equation. Obviously it will be third equation. So V square minus U square equal to 2 into A into S, or I can write minus 4900 divided by minus 8 equal to S12, or imply that S12 equal to this 612.5 meter. It means that if the distance is 612.5 meter, then there will be an accident. Or I can tell if the distance is 612.5 meter, then there will be an accident. Now what is the real distance is 600 meter. So obviously there will be an accident. If the distance we will get here is more than 600 meter, then there will be no accident. Is this point clear? So we have forgotten that this is given, and we have just reconstructed our question like this. 2 trains are moving, this is with the acceleration of this is with a constant speed, where they are going to strike each other, or when this train is going to overtake this train. How to find? Like this. Okay. So what is the distance? 612, means this train is going to overtake or going to hit this train at a distance of 612.5 meter per second, or if the initial distance was 612.5 meter per second. If the initial distance, this is not the distance after which they are going to hit each other, this is S12. If the relative distance or this distance initial between them was 612.5 meter per second, then there will be an accident. Now what is the original distance between them? 600 meter, which is less than this. So obviously there will be an accident. Is this point clear? Now let us come to the next question. Actually next question is exactly the same question, but it is in terms of some symbols D, V1, V2 and like that it is given. You can just solve in the same way, exactly in the same way. So it is also an assignment to you. And for today let us keep it for now till here, and the remaining questions means from question number 9 to question number 15 we will solve in the next class. Okay. Thank you. Till then, study well and be safe.